And confidential helpline number for you to discuss the issues raised in this programme. Call 0800 500 800 tonight and each weekday evening until 12:30.
A story must be told.
About a filmmaker with a fetish for Angora.
Sounds like a man I'd like to meet.
Ed Wood made films like nobody else.
They're cheap, poorly acted, ineptly assembled, but never dull.
That's the understatement of the year.
I have only one problem.
The critics don't like him, the public don't like him, I don't like him.
Is that the end of the story? Not quite.
Look Back in Angora, the Ed Wood story at 11:25, followed by his cult film Glenn or Glenda. Saturday on BBC Two.
Now with BBC Two's Late Night Weather View, Rob McElwee.
Hello, did you know there's a bank holiday in Scotland today? Well, if you chose not to be at the counter and go to the beach, it would depend really where you went to, quite dramatically so. Peterhead Harbour on the coast made only 9 degrees Celsius, 48 Fahrenheit today with a wind off the sea, whereas Lossiemouth, along it must be said with Loch Blascarnoch, which is one of the coldest places usually in the whole of the British Isles, was up to 22, that's 72 Fahrenheit. All because of the Föhn effect. You take a moist wind and over the high mountains, as it goes up it drops a lot of its moisture as it comes down, actually ends up warmer than it started, having dropped some drizzle on the hills. So that's the reaction, 22 degrees. Now in actual fact many places will warm today. I'm going to compare today's temperatures with tomorrow's now for major cities throughout the British Isles. Now you'll note that almost everywhere is a little warmer on Tuesday than it was on Wednesday, the exception being Edinburgh. In fact, the exception is probably all of Scotland, and that obviously means there's a change in the weather, which I will come to in just a second. Back on the last few hours though, and this is the picture over the British Isles, you would think from this picture, which is really a reflection of the temperature of the cloud tops, in other words how high the cloud is, that it was a cloudy day. Well, it was, but the cloud was often very, very thin and didn't bear much rain with it, and actually didn't obscure the sun to a great degree. In fact, Lowestoft managed 12 hours and 6 minutes of sunshine. And I can prove it was thin because this is a photograph, if you like, taken from a satellite picture. No computer enhancement, it's just a photograph as you would take if you're up there yourself. And you'll notice you can see London, you can see, this is probably Cambridge or Peterborough, and there's not much cloud around elsewhere. You can see the outline of the British Isles quite clearly. Mind you, despite that, with an onshore breeze, it wasn't that warm. We've seen the inland temperatures, the coastal strip, up to about 10 miles inland in some places, from the east and the south mainly, was several degrees down on inland temperatures. And all the time there's an onshore breeze, and there will be, again, really for south-facing beaches or coasts throughout the next day or so, so that difference will still be there. There's not much wind around though. Another consequence, of course, is the anticyclone, apart from the fine-ish weather, is the probability of poor air quality. And I think for central and southern England that exists throughout the next 2 or 3 days. Well, there is Tuesday's picture, and we still have that weak frontal system that did bring showers in the evening to Northern Ireland and Western Scotland. So they're throughout the day. So that's the nighttime picture. We won't worry about frost, we'll bring a bit of fog back to us. The showers are still there in the morning, Northern Ireland, Western Scotland. A dull start quite possibly because of that mist and fog. That'll break away. There's a very small chance of a shower developing over the Pennines. And I think quite frequent showers over the mountains of Scotland. There'll be some brighter spells in between and possibly a rumble of thunder. And the western coast, I'm afraid, of Wales and the southwest will still be plagued by a rather moist onshore breeze, so it could be it remains cloudy and therefore cooler there.